Hello everybody, it's Heather here from Active Newcastle. Welcome to Pilates. It's our first live session for this. If you're watching, can you give me a thumbs up? If you are new to Pilates or you've not done it for a while, can you just give me a comment just so that I can know where everybody's at? Just let everybody get logged on before we get started. Okay, so I'm just going to talk about what we're going to do today. So I can't see you, unfortunately, which obviously means that I can't adjust you in what we're doing. So the idea is that obviously we're going to start off at the most basic level, and then week on week, hopefully, we're going to be building that up. So if you can kind of give me some sort of feedback after the class as to whether it was too easy, too hard. It doesn't matter whether you've done Pilates before, because sometimes going back to basics is great because it just refreshes us and makes sure that we're not actually cheating anywhere along the lines. So we're going to focus obviously on the main things that Pilates does, its posture and its core engagement, okay? So for today, you just basically need some space. Obviously, if you've got a mat, great, use it. If you don't, just preferably be on a carpet than a hard floor because we are going to be lying down. Couple of things you may need if you've got them to hand. Don't worry if you haven't. If you've got any Pilates equipment at home, if you've got a block, great. If you haven't, a couple of books will do. Say I've got weaning books, recipe books, something that you don't mind sitting on or resting your head on. An alternative also is either a hand towel or a little blanket, and possibly a cushion, as long as it's not too big, too fluffy. It's just gonna have to be so that if needs be, if you've got tight hamstrings, we can prop ourselves up a bit, okay? So little bits that if you've got to hand, grab them. If not, don't worry about it. You can maybe grab them for next session, just something to think about as we go through. So I'm going to get started. So if you've done the gentle well-being, you'll be used to the posture checks, the breathing and the core engagement, okay? So we're going to do our posture checks. Unlike in gentle well-being, we do it standing. We're going to do it seated today, okay? So hopefully everybody can see me. Just check. Oh, hi Michaela. Right, okay, so 2 options here on your seated. You can sit with your legs out straight in front of you. If that feels comfortable and your backs of your thighs are not tight and your knees are not pulling up off the floor, then that's a good starting point, okay? If it's not comfortable to sit straight-legged, you can sit cross-legged, okay? This one I feel a little bit more comfortable with. If again that's not an option, go back to straight-legged, get either a cushion or some books, and we can sit on them just to take the pressure and the tightness out of the hamstring. So automatically you'll see as soon as I sit straight-legged and I've just lifted myself up a little bit, I'm sitting a lot nicer. So to do our posture, we're just going to sit in the position that is most comfortable for us. We want to be sitting on what's known as our sit bones, so they're the bones right at the base on our bottom. If needs be, just pull that bottom out the way a bit. Sitting nice and tall, legs nice and straight or crossed, whichever one is most comfortable for you. Okay, we're just going to roll the shoulders back and down. Nice tall head. Okay, so just nice and tall. So imagine you've got a nice rod running through that spine of yours, going from your sit bones, your bottom, all the way through that spine, all the way coming out the top of your head. Excellent. Arms down by the side. Ideally, they should be at the side, okay? Not to the front, because if they're at the front, we tend to roll our shoulders forwards. So if they're noticeably rolling in, take your hands out to the side and just squeeze back. A couple of times, squeezing those shoulder blades, just activating the muscles in the upper back. Excellent. Relax the arms down by the side and slightly tuck the chin in and look straight ahead. Now in Pilates, if you've not done it before, we do something called lateral breathing. So that is breathing using the lungs, okay? So take your fingers and your hands and just place them, okay, on your ribs. Okay, nice and tall, keeping that posture upright. We're going to inhale. As we inhale, the ribs lift and the hands separate. Exhale, and they come back together. Inhale, and exhale. One more, inhale, and exhale.
Sorry.
Excellent. Okay, so we've got that started. My Alexa's talking to me. So from here, okay, we're going to engage our core. So we've got our breath connection. We're going to inhale. And then as we exhale, we're going to pull that core into 100%. And then we're going to let it go. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Pull the core in. Pull it in nice and tight. And then let it go. And then one more time, we're going to engage. Inhale. Exhale. Pull that core into about 30%. And then let it go. Excellent. Okay. So hopefully you've got that core engagement. Okay. And then we're going to move on to a little bit of stretching before we go down onto our floor. Okay, so just when we are on the floor, just try and make sure you have got some space. I say if you can lie down flat with the Angel of the North, you've got plenty room to work with. Okay, so staying in your seated position, and I'm just going to pop my music on. Just realise that's not playing. Hopefully that's not too loud. Okay, so sitting up nice and tall. In that position, whichever one is most comfortable for you. Okay, we're going to do an overhead stretch. So as long as it's comfortable for you, okay, a couple of options here. You can either just stretch over with one arm using your opposite hand. So the idea is that we're keeping that spine nice and tall and we're opening up over here. Bringing it over. If you can, interlink or hold onto your wrist and stretching it up. And just let the breath flow. Switch sides, so either hand down, arm over and stretch. Just gonna turn that down a notch. Excuse me. Or interlink, hold onto the wrist and bringing it over. Remember, we're feeling a stretch right down the side here, so it's a lifting up and then just a slight gentle pull over to one side. Excellent, bringing it back down. We're going to do a seated torso twist. So as long as you're comfortable with your legs out straight or whatever, or the legs crossed, stay in that position, staying nice and tall. Bring the hands into prayer pose. Okay, fingertips together. Inhale. Exhale and move it around. Okay, so we just want to go past just the knee. We're not going all the way over. Inhale to center and exhale around. Inhale to center and exhale around. Keep going, I'm just going to show you from the side. So where you should be feeling a torso twist is you should feel a rotation of the upper spine. So inhale, exhale around. Inhale and exhale. Give you one more on each side, ensuring that you're even. Okay, and then we're going to go into a seated spine stretch. So again, you can have your legs out straight, or you can have them crossed. I'm going to demonstrate from a cross-legged position. Even if you are in a cross-legged position, you can still sit on your books if that is more comfortable, or your cushion. Okay, so from here, reset the posture, cores engaged. We are going to inhale, take a breath up, in, and then we're just going to slowly exhale, rolling the spine forward, and just slowly walking the hands out in front of us. So we're feeling any tightness, any tension release in that spine. Go as low as feels comfortable for you. Inhale, and then slowly come back up. Remembering that your spine is like a stack of building blocks, and we need to place them slowly, one at a time, on top of each other. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, exhale, drop the chin to the chest. Slowly, slowly, let the shoulders naturally fall forwards, and walk the hands forwards. Inhale, exhale, bringing it slowly back up, one building block at a time. Head always comes back last. Inhale, exhale. I want you to go slowly, and I want you to go at a pace that is comfortable for you.
I don't know that one.
Slowly come back up and back, and hopefully you've had a nice stretch in your back. Excellent. Okay, so take the books out or cushion if you've got them. We're going to go down onto our mats. Okay, so I don't even have a mat, so I'm literally just on the carpet. So if you don't have a mat, don't worry about it. We're going to lie down on our backs. We want our knees bent and our feet flat on the floor. Hands just down by the side. So the most basic Pilates exercise is pelvic tilt, and that really helps us to get our core connection. And basically we should do this at the start of every workout. So if you have an issue where you feel that your head is tilting back, see if you can comfortably bring it forward, tucking the chin. If you can't without putting strain, you can just pop a book underneath your head just to lift it up slightly, 1 or 2 depending on the thickness and depending on how it feels comfortable for you. Okay, I'm actually alright on the floor, so I'm going to take mine out. From here we need our feet to be hip width apart, so if you need to, take your fist, place it between your knees, and that's a good guide for hip distance. Okay, making sure the toes and the heels are all in contact with the floor. If you need to, for feedback, place your palms of your hands on your hip bones, okay? We're going to take a breath in. Then as we exhale, we are going to imprint. So basically we're going to push our lower back into the floor. By doing that, we are tilting the pelvis up. Bottom doesn't lift, bottom stays in contact. Inhale forward. Now we don't want to over rotate, so we always go back to what is known as a neutral spine, which is basically where everything is nice and straight, okay? So we don't want to be doing this, arching our back or forcing it too far forward. We always just go exhale and bring it into the tilt, so pushing it into the floor so there's no gap. And then back to neutral, where we can just slide our hand underneath. Keep that flowing, so exhale, tilt, inhale, up to neutral, exhale, and inhale. One more, exhale, Excellent. Okay, so from here, we're going to try and progress that into a bridge. Now, if you've got any lower back issues or anything like that, this is a good one for your core because it is working your lower back and your tummy muscles, okay? You do not have to do the full move, okay? I want you to go to a level that is good for you. So, we're going to inhale, exhale, bring it into a pelvic tilt. So really pushing that lower back into the floor, just like we did on the spine stretch. Okay, we are going to do one block at a time, okay? So I'm just moving my arm out the side, just so you can see, but you can have your arms just a bit closer into the body. I want that pelvis, this area, to stay nice and steady as we lift. So one side shouldn't be coming up faster than the other. So putting your hands here really does help. And as we come up, we're just gonna lift the bottom off the floor, rolling it up. Okay, slowly exhale with the breath. You should use your breath throughout, focusing on where we're going. Your shoulders should remain on the floor in contact. Inhale. And then exhale and slowly layer that spine back on the floor, one block at a time. And then bringing it back into that neutral. Inhale. Exhale to lift. Now if this is too much, for now, just keep on with your pelvic tilt until you're getting that what you need from it. Pilates, we should always, so take a breath in at the top and then exhale down. So in Pilates, we should always master a move before we go on to anything else, okay? It's all about that mind-body connection. Inhale and exhale, slowly bringing it up. So you might have done hip bridges before in a fitness class or something. Slightly different technique, it's not just up and down. Inhale and exhale to lower. Let's do one more. So always go back to neutral and then tilt it back and then lift those hips nice and slowly using your breath. Inhale and exhale to lower. Excellent, okay. So we're going to move on to our next exercise, which is heel slide. So hopefully you've got enough room at the bottom there. And I should just, I'll shuffle back a little bit. Okay, so staying in this position, core still engaged, okay? We're in neutral here, okay? So you can just slide your hand underneath your back. Arms down by the side, or if you need to, if you find that you've got a lot of movement going on in your pelvis area, use your hands for feedback, okay? So inhale, heel slides. As we exhale, we are going to slide on this first leg. We're going to slide that leg across the floor. Hopefully we haven't received any movement from these hip bones. Inhale, slide it back up. And we're going to stay on this leg. Exhale. And inhale. Keeping that core engaged, switched on. Check if it's not. Remember the magnet into the spine, 30% connection. Inhale, and it should be a slow movement. We should not be rushing through it. Give the muscles a chance to do what they need to do. Inhale. We're going to do 2 more on this leg, and then we're going to switch sides. One more. Bringing it back up to the start. Core stays in neutral for our spine. And then we're going to switch legs. So exhale, slide that leg out. Inhale, back to start. Exhale out. Inhale. Remember, I might be doing 5 or 6 of each repetition. If 2 or 3 is what you can manage, that's absolutely fine as well. If you are struggling, just slow it down, take a breather, and start where you feel comfortable. Inhale to bring it back, exhale to extend. everybody's okay with that. So roll onto your side and then slowly pull yourself up, okay? So we're going to go into what's known as 4-point kneeling. There'll be 2 things I'll show you, just obviously if you've got any wrist issues, all right? Or if you've got shoulder issues, just try not to put too much weight through your hands. If it feels uncomfortable or painful at any point, please just stop. So 4-point kneeling, okay, is basically, we've got 4 points. Our hands and our knees are our 4 points. What you need is you need your wrists, elbows and shoulders all nicely in line. You want your knees and your hips in line, and you want your toes in line as well. So if you are looking through between your legs and you can see your feet, just move them so they're behind the legs and they'll straighten out. You can either place your hands, making sure that the fingers are spread, and put pressure through the fingers, so grip through the fingers rather than having the hands completely flat. Or if you do struggle with any wrist issues, you can basically go onto your, bend the hands at the knuckles and come up into this position, and it takes the pressure out the wrists so we get a nice straight arm, okay? So from here, this is 4-point kneeling. What I want you to do is I just want you to, keeping the core engaged, so inhale, exhale, core is engaged. We're going to slide the right leg back, okay? So we're not taking it off the floor. I just want you, exhale, slide that leg. So our pelvis should be standing nice and strong. Inhale back. Control it, slowly extend the other leg. Inhale, keep looking the head straight ahead. Okay, so don't let it drop. Don't be pulling it all the way back up, okay? We want that nice neutral spine. Imagine that rod going through your back. Inhale, exhale, and we don't want that pelvis tipping anywhere yet. Bringing it back. Inhale and then exhale and slide it out. Inhale. Right, we're going to do one more on each side. Exhale. So if you feel that your hips are moving all over the place, your core is not engaged, okay? Inhale back, exhale out. Excellent. Okay, so from here we're going to leave the legs still, okay? And we're going to take the hands out. So inhale, exhale, slide the hand just so it's in a full extension. Toes are touching the fingers are touching the carpet, bringing it back, and then extend the other way. Inhale back, exhale out. Keep that core engaged. Exhale out. Excellent. One more on each side. Don't worry if you're feeling that this is quite basic. As I said at the beginning, this is going to be complete basics so I can build everybody up on the week. Come back to your 4-point kneeling and we're going to go into what's called a cat-cow stretch. Okay, so from here, we are just going to start rolling that spine up. So your arms and your legs do not move. We don't need to bend your elbows at any point. So you're going to take a breath in and then exhale, and I just want you to curve that spine up as high as you can go. Tucking in that tailbone, dropping the head, and then inhale, straightening it out, and then dropping your tummy towards the floor, bottom goes out, head goes up. So you should feel a nice stretch down here. Inhale, exhale, drop the chin to the chest. So we're mobilizing the spine here. Inhale, round to the other side. Exhale. And inhale. And exhale one more time. top. And then bringing it back into your neutral, back to the start, into your 4-point kneeling. Okay, so here's a nice one we're going to do. So if it's comfortable to do so, I want you to sit back onto your bottom. There's two options here. You can either do a shell pose, which is the Pilates move. So from here, it's legs together, head down on the floor, or use your boot or pillow if you need to. Hands come back and just hold onto the feet. And from here, we just take in a breath. Inhale. Fill the lungs and feel those back ribs really expand. And then exhale and keep the breath flowing. If that doesn't feel comfortable, you can take it into child's pose. So child's pose is more the yoga one, but this, it just sometimes is more comfortable for people. So toes together at the back, knees split apart, and then just let the arms right forward until you're in a nice comfortable position, and then do your breaths from there. So choose whichever one is more comfortable for you. I'm going to go with the shell. Heads down. We're going to take in 3 deep breaths. Inhale. Feel those lungs at the back. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. One more time. Inhale. And then exhale. Okay. So I don't want you to jump up. Okay. Just slowly bring your hands to the front. Okay. And slowly roll up. So nice and controlled. So just coming out of it again. Using that vertebrae just to make sure that we're nice and controlled with our spine. Okay, so we're just going to lie down on the floor again. We're just going to do a little bit of muscle activation stroke relaxation. So if you've got a pillow to make it more comfortable, great. If you haven't, fine. If you're feeling a bit cold, put a jumper on or grab yourself a blanket. We're just going to lie down in a nice comfortable position. If you can't lie down flat and you need to lie with your knees bent to protect your back, that is absolutely fine too. Okay? But if you can lie down flat, that's fine too. Whatever is comfortable. So for our muscle activation, I just want you to start squeezing the toes and then squeezing the calves nice and tight. So the lower legs, squeeze it all in and then let it go. Then I want you to start squeezing the front of the legs, then the back, and then pulling in the bottom, squeezing it nice and tight, and then let it go. And then we're going to squeeze that tummy muscles in all the way, as tight as you can. Imagine you've got a nice tight belt, and then let it go. Pulling the shoulders up to the ears, holding it on. Tight, 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 and then relax and let them go. Bringing the hands into fists, lifting the arms just off the floor, squeezing everything in. So tightening the arms, tightening the fists, and then let it go. And then last but not least, we're just going to do it with the face. I want you to scrunch the eyes, nose, and mouth. Pull it all tight, remember, nobody can see you. So just pull it all in and let it go. And then one more time, we're going to tighten up our entire bodies. So toes, lower legs, thighs, bottom, tummy muscles, pull it all in, face, shoulders, arms, just pull it all tight. And then I want you to let out a nice big sigh as we all let it go. Slowly opening your eyes, bringing your awareness back. Then I slowly want you to come up into a seated position. Hopefully you've enjoyed that session. So that was a complete beginner's session, okay? And as I say, we will be building it up. Please feel free to leave a comment. If you're watching this on YouTube at a later time, please subscribe and like our page if you think the video is good, and if there's any comments or any advice that you need there. I am going to be working on some individual videos as well for the exercises. So the individual exercises, I'll be doing like a 5-minute video to break everything down for people, because sometimes people just need that one exercise broken down in a little bit more detail. So I hope you've enjoyed our first Pilates class. Okay. You can watch this back at any time, remember, okay? And then obviously you can practice on any moves that you're not so sure about, okay? But hopefully we'll see you at 3 o'clock next week, okay? Stay safe and see you soon.